Apparently putting me in pin jail can't stop me from buying pins. It was an inside job. I've got over $500 worth of pins here from Dream499Pins, including some D23 recent acquisitions, my first profile pin, and just lots of pins in general. So hurry back.
Just an 80s boy and a 90s teen, going on all things Disney, from mouse to parks and in between. Come share the magic with me. La 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 la. Live your life to a Disney tune. Come and share Jake's Disney afternoon.
Hey Disney Afternoon gang, welcome back to my channel and thanks for returning. If you're new here, my name is Jake and I do all kinds of Disney content, including subscription boxes, swaps, hauls, vintage trips, trivia, pins. If it's Disney, we're doing it, so you're going to want to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on the next Disney adventure. Alright, time for an epic haul of pins. I don't even know where to begin. So first, let's start with this. If you don't know Diana, Stu, and crew over at Dream499Pins, you're missing out on the live sales on Sundays. They are super awesome. They have great prices on pins. They don't try to gouge the market. Diana is a font of knowledge to a level of nerddom that is mind-blowing. She knows everything about every pin ever made. So it's like a history lesson and a shopping experience and great prices. So I definitely encourage you to check them out. They do boards. They do a live on Sunday. She's got a lot of stuff over on eBay. Which one of these pins, incidentally, I bought from eBay, not realizing I bought it from her, and then it came in with her sticker on it. I was like, oh, okay. All right, so we'll get to the big stuff last. You know I'm going to hold off on a little bit. There go the sirens. It's not a Sunday night without sirens around here. Okay, let's start with this one. So this is a limited edition. This is the 40th anniversary of Sword in the Stone. It's a super cool pin. I love the purples on this, which is a little bit different because usually you see, you know, Merlin's usually blue. Although I'm looking at my pin board and there's another pin that I got from Diana that's also purple. I think both a little bit on the older side. So interesting those color choices, but a super, super cool pin. All right, let's keep going. All right, this is a Peter Pan. I haven't added to my Peter Pan collection in a while. I don't know why. I feel like maybe I'm a little unfocused in it. I don't really like the Tinkerbell so much. And there's, you know, Tinkerbell for days. So this is the Adventure of the High Seas Walt Disney Art Classics from 2003. It's a pin-on-pin design with Peter and Hook and Tink there. Trying to get it to focus a little better. Come on, you. All right, well, there we go. A little better. It's a nice size pin too. So I kind of like the composition of that one with everybody together. All right, let's go here. This is a Christmas pin, but it's Beauty and the Beast and Disneyland Resort. Does that say Paris? I think so. This is a really neat pin. I love the colors on this. You don't see a lot of that, but that's a really nice looking pin. What does it say on the front? Disneyland Resort. Oh, it does say Paris. Okay. So, leave it to Paris to come out with, you know, the good pins. All right, on we go. Let's grab this one. So this is for my, I have a, this is from the D23 Expo, but I don't think this year. This is the One Man's Dream series. And this is from, let's see if there's a year on it. 105, so it was a series, limited edition of 1,000, so pretty good. But I have a collection of animation boards, so anything that features or highlights the art of animation. So you've got Chippendale, on the animation board with the pencil there, and you've got Walt in the middle. So that'll go really nicely in my tribute to animation. And let's stay on that theme because I got two really cool pins. I don't know if there's more in this series, or if maybe these were, I don't even know if they're from the same series. So let's do one and then the other. I think this first one is from a series on animation paper that just also happened to feature a Disney Afternoon character. So we've got Chip there on the animation paper, looking all dapper in his Indiana Jones collar and sort of cocked hat there. And then, I think not from the same series, but again on animation paper, and I'm not even sure if it's meant to be, it's probably not really, it's not. Yeah, because this says 1967. So I guess really maybe I bought this for my animation board and not my DuckTales board, because we've got Scrooge and the Nephews, but they're clearly from the older style. The Nephews are all in one color. Scrooge is in that red sort of smoking jacket. And then there's a little year, you probably can't see it. Right at the bottom, it says 1967. So actually, I will probably add that to my animation collection rather than my Disney Afternoon collection. But speaking of Disney Afternoon, here's a rare one. I gotta hit up Diana for a little more information on this. I think this was a promo event. So Darkwing Duck, haha, Darkwing Duck, was originally called Double O Duck in the like James Bond 007 kind of vein, and had a very different look, kind of an older style. And here's a Double O Duck pin that I think the deal on this one, and it's funky. So this was an original idea. I think this was a promo pin at like an event or something maybe, as they were pitching ideas for Disney Afternoon. I'm going to have to find out a little bit more on that, but definitely a piece of history, definitely something I'm really interested in having in for the collection. So that'll go on my Disney Afternoon board. All right, let me show you this quickly because it'll be up for trade. Is this like the second or third one of these I've gotten? I've forgotten who I was buying them from. And Francis, did you pick me up from? But Mary Beth, you picked me up one, I think. So if you didn't get this pin, we can talk about a trade. Speaking of trades, we've got a couple other things. So if you, there's boards on Sunday night that have little dots behind them. So if you buy the pin with the dot, you get to do Plinko. Who doesn't want to do Plinko? And I won this on one of the Plinkos, so not from my collection, but a great trader. And speaking of traders, the other thing that she does is she has these 4 or 5 mystery boxes, and they're all at different price points, starting at $100, working up to $500. And once or twice in the evening, maybe more, she'll give out a phrase. And if you're the first to type and spell it correctly, which let's add to the level of nerddom here, spelling requirements and that kind of thing, as makes me giddy with glee. You get to pick to choose one of the boxes, and in the boxes is a value pack of pins at more than the valued that you purchase it for. So, you know, I don't know what her criteria is for putting them in the boxes, but certainly it's, guys, come on, girl. Clearly it's, you know, either stuff she has in surplus or got for a deal, but she passes it on to us, which I love. So I got a $100 box, one time, and these are all pretty much traders because there's not a one among them that I really would collect, but I think there's some good traders here. So if you have something you want to trade me for, it's got to be good. This is the Transformation, series, featuring Dr. Facilier still in its packaging on the card. Really cool, like pin-on-pin design. I don't collect him, but that is a really great pin. And then this is the Stained Glass Pixar series. I mean, we know how I feel about the Pixar. But it is a really neat looking pin, and those are like translucent elements there in the background. Then we've got, this is from the Diamond Decades collection, As Long as There Is Imagination in the World, and it features Mickey and Pluto, and I think it opens up into the Yeti or something. I'm not 100% sure. But again, a really nice pin. But wait, there's more. This would be the one I'd be tempted to keep, but I've threatened to start a Pixar collection, a Finding Nemo collection, but I don't love that cartoony chibi style. It's not for me. So this is a Pixar pal from 2018, and it features Nemo, and it says Finding Nemo there on like the little frame you can kind of see. So again, another neat pin. And then finally in this box, this is the was it Pink a la Mode? Yeah, Pink a la Mode exclusive limited edition Villains Enamel pin, and this is the Snow White and Queen one. Really, really cool. So if you are interested in those are for trades, but definitely a good deal. So let's get back to what I purchased. We're winding down here. This is, so this is in the same series as that Dr. Facilier transformation pin that I just showed, but this is Madame Mim in her like dragon form, and then like her like sexy lady form, and then like her regular, and it's a pin-on-pin design. Oh, look how good she is. I'm running out of room. I put my Sword in the Stone collection on like a little round, like I got these rounds, I don't know, maybe they're 8-inch rounds or 10-inch rounds, something like that, over at Five Below for 2 for $5. I didn't think my Sword in the Stone collection would outgrow that, and here we are. So I'm gonna have to find a new space for them to go. All right, we're gonna get on this. We've been threatening to do this like wine and read pinboard night. So folks, we gotta get on this because I got work to do. All right, moving on up to the east side. All right, this one I couldn't resist. This would typically not be a thing I would buy, but I love, first of all, this character. And I thought the design was great and it was a good price. It's a limited edition of 300 from 2015. That's the other thing I love, is a lot of times there's the sticker on it with the information. So like, Diana's all about the education, and I am here for it. But this is, I think it's Tag Along. I love the character so much, I know her name. Lauren will correct me if not, as per usual. But look from Robin Hood. Mind You Matters. So stinking cute. Ugh. Yeah, like the egg things, like those sort of kitschier pins, not usually for me, but I couldn't resist that one. Okay, this is a lanyard, or a cast member lanyard, or I forget what she called this, but it features Darkwing Duck, and you know, there's not so much merch, so it has this big enamel of Darkwing, and it's got the clasp at the end, just a plain band or whatever, but I couldn't resist for the price. I think I was even marked down. Yeah, he's cool. So definitely picked him up. Oh, I got zapped this pin. So this is little Miss Bernard and Bianca. This was from a Japan set. There were like 5 or 6, and it was like all mice that I loved. I opened it up on a video a while back, so I have this. So Lauren, if you don't have this, let me know, and it is now yours. I will pass on the zap. If you do have it, I will then add it to my traders. All right, we're getting to the big stuff. One more, and then we've got just a few biggins left. So this is a limited edition 2K from 2018. Again, she's doing the most with the education. This is the 45th anniversary of Robin Hood, and it is a really stunning pin. So look at that glisten and glitter, and like, look, his bow like is like this very thin element that comes up and off the pin. Very delicate, very detailed, really great pin. That's gonna look nice on the board, so very happy to add that. All right, we've got a WDI, and this is from Fox and the Hound, and I do have a Fox and the Hound collection. I'm sort of slow at growing it, and there's a whole series of these that actually I'd really love to collect. It is a limited edition of 1250 from WDI exclusive. And this was a really good price. So this is the Widow Tweed and Copper in her little dune buggy there, but it's a huge pin, really awesome. So super happy to have that in the collection. I'll slowly get to those, you know, as I find them for good prices or whatever. I'm not really in any hurry. All right, let's work upwards. So a couple of the new D23 pins. This was the photo series, and this one, my boy Lumiere, and it's like a Polaroid. Look how cool these pins are. Beautifully presented in these little boxes, but I don't even know if I don't really have room on the board, but it's huge. And that's such a great pose. And I love like the throwback Polaroid. Who had a Polaroid camera? I had one for a while as like a middle schooler, and I thought it was vintagey then, and it was super cool. Of course, the film was expensive, but love having that. And again, this was a good price. So definitely, you know, the price gouging in this community it gets a little out of hand. Let me get on my soapbox for a minute. There are a few people I unfollowed after the D23 thing because they were selling it for like 10 times the amount. I'm not here for that kind of community abuse, so no thank you. Yeah, just makes me irritated. Like, what doesn't? Okay, this was another one from D23. This was a tribute to animation, which I loved more than not. And this is a DuckTales one. So again, with the merch for 35th. But look at this giant box set. So you've got the outer space sequence. And what I love, the thing I'm going to be disappointed, let me open this. I actually haven't even opened it yet. It's got like a little slidey slide. What I really love is the presentation. Wow, this is really nicely packaged. I feel fancy. But I love that it's on this animation card, and you've got the rough drawings of Gyro Gearloose in the plane, in the spaceship, and you've got the little alien. So I'm sort of like reluctant to separate it from that, but you can't really display it otherwise. So this obviously is the pin part, and it's a really good sized pin. So I may just have to take it off and obviously save the box, but I really love the presentation of these. And D23 or Disney in general, if you're listening, because I'm a popular channel and you must watch me, think about how we could display these on boards. Let's put a little thought into it. All right, I got my first profile pin. And these profile pins, what they go for and what people are gouging for, this is what really makes me angry. So this is, again, a WDI pin. This is limited edition of 300. Woo! I'm just moving pins around on the board so I can show you. So it seems appropriate that this is my first profile because it is my namesake from one of my favorite movies. And this is Jake from Rescuers Down Under. Look at the design, the color work on that. Oh, love it. Now there is a Miss Bianca and a Bernard and a Basil. They tend to go for a lot, although I've seen a few deals and I've missed out on them. So I definitely am keeping my eyes open for them. But Jake was a good price. You know, slightly less popular character. But, you know, we got to start the profile collection somewhere. Actually, I'm not always a big fan of these. Like, they don't, you know, everyone like goes goo goo gaga for Cocoa Puffs. But I only, you know, would really be into it if it's some characters that I like and I'm not paying no $1,100 for no pin. Okay, there's a lot of pins. So here's kind of the main board. There's a few off the board. There's a Lumiere and the Scrooge McDuck, and of course all of the trader pins that I didn't bother taking out. But comment down below. Did you have a favorite today? Let me know. Did you get any of the D23 pins? going for hotcakes, those things. Do you have a profile pin? Have you crossed that bridge yet? Yeah, and if you saw something that you wanted trading for, hit me up on Instagram at Jake's Disney Afternoon. Give it a like, give it a subscribe if you're new, leave me a comment, and I hope to see you soon on the next Disney Afternoon.